Alright, so we've seen some very interesting trades here on day 2 of the draft. I think that Sergachev to Utah one is an absolute blockbuster, not just for him going there, but Connor Geekie also looks like he's going to be a star down the road. Between that and the Tanner Jeannot trade today, Tampa's freed up over $11 million in cap space. Now, whether they're going to use that to take another run at re-signing Stamkos, or, as Friedman suggested, maybe taking a run at Jake Gensel, they're shaking things up a bit to try to keep their cup window open. Tampa's going to have by far one of the most interesting off-seasons here in the whole league. John Marino also got traded to Utah, so they're loading up on D. Logan Thompson had an autograph session in Vegas today, and the Golden Knights traded him like right before the session, and he still did it anyway, so good on him. He's going to Washington, where we're going to see an all-Southpaw goaltending tandem. That's pretty rare. Then Vegas gets a goalie back and a pretty talented young player in Akira Schmidt and Alexander Holtz, and they didn't have to give up a ton to do so. There were a couple other ones like Kevin Hayes to Pittsburgh, but the one that I find really fascinating is the one that was made for a pending UFA. Yeah, Chris Tanev's contract with the Dallas Stars was set to expire on Monday. He was going to be a free agent, and as of right now, he still is. But because Toronto gave up assets here to acquire him instead of just waiting until Monday to sign him, you've got to assume a contract is coming here between Tanev and the Leafs. And we've been hearing it for a while now that there was a match there in free agency. It is a little surprising to see them go out and acquire him ahead of free agency, but as Dreger said, they're just trying to jumpstart the negotiation here, probably get it out of the way, because on July 1, it looks like in addition to Tanev, they're also going to be in the market for an OEL or a Zadorov. Now, it's one thing to acquire a player like this that honestly is something the Leafs could definitely use. If he stays healthy, this definitely makes them better. But of course, the thing everybody's waiting for here to see if we can rejoice about this or not is the contract. Look, Chris Tanev is one of my favorite players in the league. I think he's an absolute warrior. He's a true throwback, old school defensive defenseman, and I love those types of guys. I have a ton of respect and admiration for how he plays the game. But he's 34 years old, and those tires have a ton of tread on them. He gets injured a lot. And Treliving knows that. He was also the last GM to sign Tanev to a contract. So that's something that definitely should factor into the contract here, especially when it comes to how long it is. But if he's healthy, he's still got some really good hockey left in him. He's an absolute pillar on the defensive side of the puck. Like, if I had to pick a current NHL player to teach a clinic on how to play defense, it would be Chris Tanev. But again, it all depends on the contract. Like, Dreger was tweeting about this possibly being in the 5 to 8 year range. If that ends up being the case for a 34-year-old with a pretty sizable injury history, how much of that contract is going to be spent on Robida Island? But taking all that away and strictly looking at it from, okay, what does it look like adding this player to your team? I think it's a really solid addition. We'll see what the contract looks like in the coming days or maybe even hours here. As usual, I want your thoughts on this, Leaf fans, and honestly, your perspective on it no matter who you cheer for. There's definitely more coming here for the Leafs, so if you want to see that, please make sure to like the video, subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much for watching. You're awesome.